So once again, you cannot have certain messaging on your website. You cannot be on Instagram and TikTok stating, just pay me $500, pay me $1,000, and I'm going to get your credit exactly where it needs to be. I'm going to get it improved. I'm going to get it cleaned up. I'm going to do all these beautiful things. You cannot say that and then say, put your hands up and say, well, I wasn't really promising nothing. I wasn't promising nothing, so I can't really be held accountable to these rules. That's kind of the game that they're playing. So this right here that I'm about to read is what the CFPB wants these credit repair companies to abide by, right? This right here. Under the rule, companies can only charge fees for telemarketed credit repair services after providing consumers with documentation reflecting the promised results have been achieved. That documentation cannot be provided to consumers until more than 6 months after the results were achieved. We've literally talked on this channel how some people are currently signed up with credit repair companies for years, not months, but for years, and they're paying every single month, and they're not getting what they paid for, what they were promised. So what CFPB basically stepped in and said, okay, all you credit repair companies out there, you guys cannot market that way. That means if you came to me, right, you came to me and you were like, Joel, I want to have your credit repair company help me clean up my credit. I say, great. I can't charge you. I can't charge you an upfront fee. I can't charge you a monthly fee. I can help you. I can do all these things. I cannot charge you until 6 months after I basically delivered what I promised. Now, for me, I don't know any credit repair company that operates in that manner. Even for myself, with my previous company, I'm still in the middle of changing how we're doing, invoices, what we're promising. There's still some stuff in the background that even I got to clean up just to make sure that I'm in compliance. You don't want to be promising and putting out a message to the world. You can't deliver. And then now the CFPB has to come in and now you're in a whole heap of mess, right? This is what's happening. Now, this was back in 2019. So now let's fast forward a little bit and let's go to this website here. This was in March, right? So this is a couple months old. And the headline here says CFPB sues credit repair company over telemarketing sales rule violation. So we just read what that violation was, right? You cannot charge somebody, you cannot invoice somebody until after 6 months of you being done with the work, right? That's what the rule is. CFPB is basically stating, Lexington Law, creditrepair.com, you guys are still breaking that rule. You guys are still breaking that rule. Now, how did Lexington Law try to basically finesse their way around that rule, right? Let's read that. During a pretrial conference, the defendants confirmed that they did not wait 6 months after providing results for billing clients. Rather, the defendants bill at the end of each month indefinitely until a customer affirmably terminates the agreement. Lexington Law, they weren't trying to do that, right? They weren't trying to do that at all. They continued to do their regular business model. So in its defense, Progression, which is the parent company of Lexington Law, right? Progression insisted that it is excused from compliance with the advance fee provision because it offers no promised results or any result whatsoever. So basically what Lexington Law, or basically the parent company of Lexington Law, is basically saying, hey, we're not breaking the rule because we're not promising nothing. I'm not promising I'm going to delete everything off your credit report. I'm not promising to get every derogatory off of your credit profile. I'm not promising that. People are signing up. They're paying month to month, but hey, I'm not promising nothing. That's basically what Lexington Law was saying, right? As their argument. The court found this argument unpersuasive. Even assuming the defendants did not promise any results, this assumption is, of course, contradicted by the defendants advertising online and through hot swap partners, right? So once again, you cannot have certain messaging on your website. You cannot be on Instagram and TikTok stating, just pay me $500, pay me $1,000, and I'm going to get your credit exactly where it needs to be. I'm going to get it improved. I'm going to get it cleaned up. I'm going to do all these beautiful things. You cannot say that and then say, put your hands up and say, well, I wasn't really promising nothing. I wasn't promising nothing, so I can't really be held accountable to these rules. That's kind of the game that they're playing. So now let's go to the next article. All right, this is an article from June 7th. Lexington Law files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Parent company for Lexington Law has filed Chapter 11 protection after a Consumer Financial Protection Bureau enforcement action caused a change in its business model and reduction in revenue, according to a news release from Lexington Law. Right, so CFPB comes out initially, says, hey, these are the rules that all credit repair companies have to abide by. All the credit repair companies, including Lexington Law and the parent company of Lexington Law, tried to kind of finesse their way around it, say, hey, I'm not promising anybody anything. They're paying me monthly, providing a service, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not promising anything. The courts come back and say that's not persuasive enough. That's not a good argument. They still are going to go ahead and put the hammer to Lexington Law, which is now causing Lexington Law to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So when you file Chapter 11 as a corporation, that's basically like you're trying to restructure your assets. You're trying to restructure, what's going on currently in your business. That doesn't mean that you're trying to shut down completely and go out of business, but that's basically stating to the world, hey, we're going to have to do some restructuring. We're going to have to change some things in our business, how we charge, how we do things, how we handle our assets, right? That's a very big thing to make the largest credit repair company have to halt and basically redo their business model. Matter of fact, I haven't really even done my research to see how they're doing signups right now. And if you are or were a part of Lexington Law, please go down in the comments and let us know. Did they send you like an amendment to the contract that you signed, stating what these changes are going to be? Go down in the comments, give us an update, and let us know what your experience has been, after all these changes, because this is literally coming down the pipeline last week. This is relatively new. This is pretty much it for Lexington. These are the rules. This is why they're in trouble. So if you are seeing anything online, on Instagram, on TikTok, and people are pushing this stuff, if these guys can get Lexington Law to file bankruptcy and restructure, trust me, it's going to be a matter of time before they start going after some of these smaller companies. And there was a very big, and I don't know if you guys remember, there was a very, very big YouTuber who had, I think, over 300 subscribers at one point, probably the biggest player. They got him out the paint real fast because the things that he was doing, the things that he was promising, it wasn't on the up and up, and they got him out the paint. So before you try to do that, before you start paying people money to do things for you, understand that you have consumer rights under FCRA. There are videos where I'm literally opening up the FCRA rulebook and we're highlighting what we're allowed to do, what the credit bureaus are allowed to do, what are the rights for these creditors. And those are the loopholes that we're able to navigate and finesse our way through because those are the law. Breaking the law is not a strategy. It's just a matter of time before they get you, right? So that's pretty much it. That's Lexington Law. That's the update. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you are with Lexington Law. Give us the update, and hopefully you got a couple of gems from this. I'll check you out in the next video. Peace.